Yo, what up? It's Roger from the Mascarilla Podcast. Please remember to subscribe to the channel. Trying to hit 20K by 2020. Today, we got Parker from one of the hottest emerging streetwear brands in the community right now, Absent.
Appreciate you, bro.
What's up, man?
Happy to be here.
Hell yeah.
Like fourth time in LA, I think. So,
damn.
Yeah.
So this is like pretty exclusive interviews, like your third-ish time.
I've never done like an actual interview before. I've only done like Twitter shit. I've never done like a sit down, like, yeah, let's talk interview before.
This is your first on camera.
Yeah, I'd say like first official.
Well, you're in pretty good company because the list of first interviews I've done,
yeah,
that's on the viewers to go out there and figure that one out.
Mascarilla shit.
But you're the first one on the podcast from a clothing company.
That's hard.
Yeah, right?
I'm honored to be here, man. Thank you, for real.
So I stumbled upon your brand and you on the Instagram Explore page because a lot of the artists that I follow, a lot of the artists that I've had on the podcast, they've been repping your clothes. They've been in lookbooks, maybe.
Yeah.
Like they're fans of your brand. So I was like, oh shit.
Yeah. Like
your brand almost feels like one of the artists I cover because it's both like emerging in like two completely different fields, but it has like a very similar feel to it.
Facts. No, I felt that. That's how. Yeah. I mean, it's connected in a way, you know.
So, who are some of those artists that have repped your brand?
From that I've seen on the podcast, I'd say like Charlie, Belize. Shit, let me think. I'm trying to think off the top of my head who would have popped up here. I've worked, yeah, those are only two I can really think of that have like been on the podcast and shit.
So, right off the bat, I can't remember who followed who first. It was probably me following you first. I was like, you know what? I'm going to hit him up and see if he'll send me some stuff.
I remember that, bro. That shit was hard. I was like, yo, man, for real, that's clean. But yeah.
Well, first, I tried to buy the clothing because there's slides and there's hoodies. And at this point, they're both equally iconic. I was like,
bro.
I need that.
Yeah, that's the rapper shit.
But they were sold out.
Yeah, man, I need to do something. I'm doing a slight restock at the end of the month.
Okay, so
yeah, I haven't really said anything about that yet, but I feel like it's a good time right now.
Is it like the same colors, new colors?
I got new colors, new blanks, like everything's cut and sew, garment dyed.
Wow.
I'm not doing sandals till later in the year because I'm getting like it's gonna be like top quality shit. Because before it was good, but it's like I want to really like perfect my craft with everything. Just because like I'm barely like a year old like with the brand. I want to keep taking it like up and just...
Wait, you've only been doing Absent for a year?
Yeah, man. My first like official drop was July 5th of 2018. Wow. So like a little over a year, you could say. My first that was the time I sold like 20 t-shirts. So like now it's a lot different because it's just been like
okay,
going well.
So how old are you?
I just turned 19 a couple months ago.
And where are you from?
I'm originally from a small town like right outside of Salt Lake City, Utah. And I'm currently based in Chicago, downtown Chicago.
So how long were you in Utah?
I moved to Chicago at the beginning of this year, so up until the end of January.
So how'd your parents end up in Utah? Like,
why
honest,
are
you over there?
To be honest, I have no idea. Yeah, my parents are both from the same place. Like, yeah. But yeah.
Do you have any siblings?
Yeah, I have two brothers and two little sisters. My brother's he's like a year older than me. My little brother's a year younger, and then we have two little sisters. Yeah.
So what was it like growing up in Utah with a somewhat big family? There's like 7 of you?
Yeah, 7.
Oh.
Yeah, 7.
Oh.
It's way different than like being where I'm at now. Just because it's a small town. Like, everybody in Utah is LDS. I don't know, like Mormons. I don't know if you've heard of Mormons before.
But like, is everyone in Utah?
Damn near everybody. Like we're
so
like my
is your family?
No, we're like our distant family. Like my grandmas and grandpas are. But like my mom, my dad, my stepdad. Like we're not. Like we don't go to church and shit. But like on my block, like where I'm from, we're like the only ones that aren't Mormon. Yeah. It's just like there's like a common misconception. It's like, oh, yo, like you from Utah, like you got 3 wives. It's like it's not like that, but it's like it's definitely like that's a whole culture out there. It's way different than like moving away from home and like doing this shit. But
so, what were your parents your mom, your dad, your stepdad, like what was everyone doing for a living as you were growing up? Or I mean, you're still growing up. You're 19.
My parents just have like just like normal jobs, you know, like just like yeah, it's good. Like never really had anything like too crazy go on. Just yeah.
So as you're growing up in the middle of Utah,
Yeah.
in your 7-person family,
Yeah.
with your parents working very normal jobs, how'd you get into fashion? Like what happened?
I would say like early on when I was like 13, I really fucked with Tyler the Creator. I feel like that's like what kind of brought a lot of people into like doing creative shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd say like Tyler, just like the whole Odd Future shit when I was little, was just like, yo, that shit's hard. So I was just like, that's kind of got me into it. And then from there, I started getting into like brands and shit because I already knew of like Supreme and shit, like Palace and all that. But then I started getting like more underground shit when I was probably like 14 or 15. But yeah, that's kind of how I got into it. And then I actually worked at like retail stores and shit when I was like 16, 17, just kind of like, I don't know. Like I always wanted to like start making shit. I just didn't really know how until I was like a senior in high school.
So who were some of those like underground brands that you were into?
So like when I was in high school, so like a year and a half ago, I was really into like my favorite brand at the time was Menace.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've heard it. They're from out here. Yeah. Menace is like one of my all-time favorite brands. Obviously like FTP, Fucked. Shit, what else? And then like newer shit like Chinatown Market. I really fuck with Chinatown. But yeah, man, I was just kind of doing my own thing. Like I didn't really have. There's not like you can't like pull up like you can't go to Utah and like pull up to like stores and shit and cop this shit. It's like everything's online, unless you're trying to go to like a Dolce and Gabbana or some shit.
So was there like a moment that you remember when you're online and you stumbled upon a drop or you stumbled upon someone's Instagram?
Yeah, man. So I used to. It's kind of weird. I got into shit like reselling stuff. So I'd skip school to like cop Palace and stuff. Like I'd skip like a class and like call my mom like, yo, I'm going home to like get this new job. And she's like, all right, whatever. But and then like FTP always dropped in the morning on Saturday, so it was like 12 p.m. California time, so it's 11 a.m. Mountain time. So I just like wake up at like 10, you know, cop the FTP shit like every Saturday, every time they would drop shit. But that was like 16, 17.
So as you're 16, 17 and you're seeing, you know, Zach from FTP, he's pretty young, or like other young people make their own stuff, is that what inspired you of like, oh wait, this seems like it's something I can do?
Yeah, I would say so. Actually the shit that like got me into like actually making my own stuff was like right as soon as I started my senior year, I took a sewing class. And so I got in like before I started getting into like the actual like streetwear like printing shit, like actually making my own streetwear shit, I was just doing like random like cut and sew shit, just like, you know, just like making shit in class and like, yo, this shit's hard. And then like I would start to like post shit on like Twitter or Instagram, and then I just kind of got like into like this little community of just like, you know, just like people posting like shit they make, like clothes they make, like, oh shit, that's hard, like maybe I can, you know, keep building off of this. And then that's kind of how I like got into like turning it into like a brand. And then like I was just like, yo, like I'm just gonna make this shit like to start off like t-shirts and like hoodies and stuff, and then it's kind of, you know, blossomed from there.
So did you start Absent when you were still in high school, or?
I had the idea to start the brand, like, and like I had like a plan and everything of what I was gonna do, but the first drop was like a month after high school, after I graduated. Yeah. And
you were still in Utah?
Yeah, I was still in Utah this time.
So how'd you end up in Chicago?
So I ended up in Chicago. My boy George, he works for Lyrical Lemonade, you know, yeah. Oh. So before, he had a clothing brand called Clean, and we were just like homies on the internet or whatever, and he was like, yo, like this was before I met him in person. He's like, yo, I was actually in Charlotte at the time, I remember this, because I was doing like a little pop-up with like 10 cell phones and like Belize and NASCAR.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it was cool. Yeah, it was fun. It was like before I'd really done anything. It was just like my first like experience, like actually like going away from home and like working and shit. So it was cool. But I just remember George hitting me up like, yo, like let's collab on some shit. And we ended up making like some hoodies and some tees and stuff. And he was living in Chicago at the time, and we were gonna do like a lookbook. And he invited me out to go stay with him in Chicago. So I was there for like 3 days, and then I ended up meeting my boy Sam, who does Half Evil at the time. And probably that was in like October of last year, so still not even like a full year ago. Probably like a month or two after that, Sam hit me and he's like, yo, you want to move to Chicago? Like I got an open room. And I was like, yeah, fuck it, let's do it. And So that was in like he hit me in like January. I ended up moving like the end of or he hit me in December. My bad. I ended up moving like towards the end of January. So like about a month and a half or whatever.
So, and the name Absent, where did that come from? Because am I thinking of this wrong, or did Castillo from FTP, did he have a brand called Absent?
Yeah.
Or?
So I had started, the first drop was July 5th, 2018, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just more of like making shit on Twitter, and then like the Instagram kind of took off. But yes, so he had a brand. It was like ABSNT Absent.
Right,
yeah.
right.
And that was like probably like I think like November or something of last year when he like premiered that or whatever. I think he's now changed the name though.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah.
What's the name now? I can't
Um,
remember.
Heavens.
Heavens,
Yeah.
right.
Castillo is
right,
really
right.
cool. Like, yeah, no like weird energy there. or
Yeah,
anything.
he's someone else who I've been talking to for at least the past year and a half of like, dude,
Yeah.
you got to come on the podcast.
No, yeah, I fuck with him.
So where did you find inspiration for the name?
For the name, so so my friend in Utah, like in my hometown, he worked at a screen printing shop. Oh, my bad. And I was just like picking him from work, and like I would go in there and just like see how he did shit, because I liked clothes and shit, like to see how I was made. And he asked if I wanted to like make some shit, and I was originally gonna put like, I don't even remember what I was gonna put, and then I just like typed it up, and but yeah, it wasn't any, I don't have like a crazy ass like, yo, this is what this means, like there's a deep meaning. It's just like, it just like looks good, you know, like it sounds good, like it's easier to remember. It's like, it's a good combination of letters, and it's just like, it's hard. Yeah.
So you end up in Chicago,
Mm-hmm.
and Sam from Half Evil, and what's the other brand from Chicago? What is it?
Are you thinking of Sakami?
Yeah.
Yeah. My boy John.
So that seems like there's almost a scene within itself in Chicago.
Yeah, 100%.
So what's that scene like?
I mean, we're all just like friends, you know. It's just like, it's just fun to work with your friends and like make money, or like make clothes and make money with your friends.
Yeah.
Like it's just organic. It's like, it's way better than like someone with like 1 million followers hit you up like, yo, let's like work on some shit. Like you don't even know who they are. It's like, I'm with these people every day, you know, like we work on a bunch of shit together, and it's like, it's easier. It's organic. Like they're my friends, you know. I love it.
And you guys recently all collabed on a piece.
We did. It wasn't like a crazy ass like online drop or anything. It was like, so we did Complex Con together.
Right.
So Sam had invited John and I to be like a part of his Complex Con booth. It was all like super last minute, but we pulled that shit off. Like it was clean. It's like we had a steady line the whole time.
Damn.
Yeah, it was fun. It was the first time Complex Con was in Chicago, and we're like just
Right.
making noise and shit.
And something that your brand and you've kind of grown to be known for is, what's the appropriate word, like rhinestoned, bedazzled hoodies and sandals?
I mean, that's not what I would be like, yo, this is what my brand is. This is all I can do, you know, but it's
Right.
like, that's what people fuck with. So it's like, I wouldn't like keep like, not let people want something, or not let people get something that they want, you know. I make it limited for a reason, you know.
Right. So like, where did that idea come from? How'd that happen?
All right, so I have my boy Unathletic. He's my designer. He helps me with designs. Like he's my co-owner, basically, you know. But yeah, so we had it was probably like around this time last year. We had made the MLB logo shit, and we were just gonna print it because it was before he was actually like, yo, like we're doing Absent together. Like he was just Unathletic, you know. But yeah, we had made that shit. It was gonna be like Absent plus Unathletic, like a collab or whatever.
Okay.
Just because like we were just like designers, like we fucked with each other, and then we decided we're just gonna put it on. I don't know if it cut out for a sec.
No.
All right, but yeah, we're just gonna put on like hoodies and tees, and then it was just like, yo, this is like, it's kind of plain, and then he had found like this crazy like sandals plug, and we were just like, yo, let's try to figure out how we can throw this shit on some sandals. And I was like, yo, what if we like bedazzle that shit? Like, what if we what if we do rhinestones instead? And so we got the samples made, like we posted the shit, it went crazy. Like Nice Kicks did a blog post about it, like there was all these blogs posting about it, and it just went from there. Like that was still not even a year ago, so it's crazy to like think about. I don't know.
Yeah, because how many letters are in the word absent? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
6.
It's like a lot of letters to fit on a pair of sandals.
Yeah, well, you got 3 and 3. You know?
Right.
3 and 3.
But when you look at the sandals, it almost seems like impossible.
That shit was kind of hard to make because we were making it all by hand, and we didn't expect to like sell a shit ton of pieces because like like I said, like my first drop I sold like 20, 40 t-shirts, 50, like maybe 50 tops, and like that was the most I've ever seen before. Like that was the most I had ever seen like go in my Shopify at once. Right. It was crazy.
Wait, so when you say you were making them by hand, what does that mean?
We were making that shit in my mom's basement. Like, so he's from Texas, I'm from Utah, and we had never met yet before like we dropped this shit. And we dropped that shit online. It went crazy. And then I was like, yo, like we got to figure out how we're gonna get all this shit made now, because we had just made the one hoodie and one pair of sandals. We were thinking like, yeah, we'll sell like 50 hoodies, like maybe like 20 pairs of sandals. Like, oh shit, it was like in like minutes too. It was like the most I had ever done or ever seen. Like I don't know.
But I mean, you're saying by hand. Saying like you're laying each thing down?
No. All right, so each hoodie is pressed. Like you press the shit so it heats up and sticks, and then it stays forever. And then the sandals, you gotta get a little tricky. We like if I were to drop it now, like I have a way better technique of doing it. Like I've experimented a lot. But I'm going to be honest, when we first started making that shit, we used my mom's hair straightener to make the sandals.
That's insane, because when I saw the sandals, I just
3.
assumed that, oh, you're getting them made somewhere.
we made 300 pairs in my mom's basement, like in about 4 days.
Holy shit, dude.
Yeah, I didn't sleep at all. And then we pulled up, like my boys from Salt Lake. Like we had like 6 people in that bitch, like just just using straightening irons to like make the sandals and shit.
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
Wow, dude.
But it's good times.
In your mom's basement.
Yeah, really.
With the fucking hair straightener.
In the trap.
So then at that point, you're like, oh wait, we're definitely onto something here.
Mm-hmm.
And that's before you lived in Chicago?
Yeah, a little like a couple months before.
So did you have to like convince your parents, like, hey guys, I want to go to Chicago?
A little bit. My mom was like, at first when I told them, my parents didn't really believe me. They're like, all right, whatever. But I'm trying to think of like what happened. Like my dad, he didn't know I was moving. Like he knew that I was like talking about it, but he didn't know I was like moving until I moved. Because I live with my mom and my stepdad, and then my dad lives in the same town, just like a little bit over. So, but yeah, they didn't really. I don't know. My mom is always super supportive. Like my parents are always super supportive of everything. So it's good to have like supportive parents, especially if like you're away from home. Like, and it's nothing to like take a flight home, go kick it for a weekend, and then get back to work. But because a lot of the shit I do is like over the phone, like, so, like a lot of it is hands on. But like I have like time to like go. Like you got to put family first. That's what's one thing I've learned since I've moved from home. Like it's like you got to keep. I don't know.
Because when you were in high school, was there ever a thought of, oh, I'm going to go to college and I'll just, keep the brand there? Or
yeah, so that was the plan. I was going to go to, in southern Utah, I was going to just go to college and just try and work on the brand on the side, but ended up working out. Like, I don't think I'm going to go. I still haven't, I don't know. I might go to college. I don't know. I don't know.
Because, so you went from selling like 20 t-shirts, and then you're making 300 pairs of slides in your mom's basement.
We had to make more too. It was like we realized we didn't have enough. I was like, fuck, we miscounted, because we were just doing like the single orders, like the people that just ordered the sandals, not hoodies and sandals. Like, yeah, I was dying.
So what was that moment like? Of you like, oh shit?
It was cool. It was like we didn't really expect to like see all that happen like right at once, and it was just a good feeling. It was like, yeah, bro, like it's cool. Just keep moving it, like keep it pushing, keep like, I don't know. I would say like one thing is like it's not good to like think about how much money you're making off of a drop, or like how much you're gonna make off some shit. Like use the money to like make like your next idea, like make your next hit, like make your next just like idea you have, like bring it to life,
And something that helped you a lot, or at least I think it did, it looks like it did from the outside looking in, is that these rappers have been wearing it.
Yeah.
So like how how'd that start? Like, who was the first artist that wore Absent?
The first artist that wore Absent. Like, you talking like big artists or just like small? Like,
Someone people would know.
I mean, the first shit that like went. I don't even know. The shit that went crazy was Billie Eilish. Like when when Billie wore that shit.
Right.
That was crazy.
How the fuck did that happen?
All right, so I don't want to like say like too much. I don't want to like say like who's hit me or whatever.
Well,
but just
she has a stylist.
Yeah, exactly.
That is very involved
in
the like underground scene.
100%. Yeah.
So she hit you up.
She had reached out to me on Instagram, and at first, all right, so this is how it happened. She had followed, and I didn't realize who it was, but actually I was like a big account, like like I had followed back, and then they were like, they were they were buying shit from the drops and stuff, and then like she was about to do this European tour. And she had hit me up. She's like, "Yo, like we want to get some shit to Billie." I was like, "Oh shit!" Like, and then she sent like, these are the pieces that they want, or this is the pieces that we want, and like here's the address. And it was like that was literally like 2 weeks after I had moved to Chicago, and during that week it was like negative 35 degrees outside, and like everything was fucked. Like all the post offices were like, I was thinking everything was gonna be closed. Like people were like dying outside and shit. I was like. And then they're like, and this is the thing they said, like, yeah, but we need it tomorrow. I was like, oh fuck. So I had shit on hand. Like, luckily I had some shit on hand. I went and next day aired it, and then like 3 days later she opened up her like the leg of her European, like it was like a close up like personal tour, like it was like acoustic shit. She was in the Netherlands. She opened up and she wore that shit.
And that was the striped shirt?
Yeah, striped crew neck. Yeah.
So was that one like a one of one that you?
That was just a sample. Like I hadn't even like anticipated on really dropping that. Like I was like, yo, I'm gonna drop this like spring, because it was I don't even remember when it was that she wore it, but I think it was like it was sometime in like February, like late February or something like that. But yeah, so she wore that shit, like it went crazy. Like that was when she wore it. I was actually like taking my first trip back home to Utah to like stay for the weekend, because I'd been out there for probably like I'd been out there for like a month actually, because it was the end of February when she wore it. That was after we had gone to Canada, so I'd actually been in Chicago for like 2 months. So that was the first trip I took home. I remember I slept in. I woke up at like 11:30. I checked my phone. It was like 100 texts, like everybody on Instagram, like yo, go peep Billie's story, like yo, go peep Billie's Snapchat story. I was like, yo, what the fuck's going on? And then I saw that shit and it boomed. Like it was good.
So after she posts herself on her Snapchat wearing the shirt, what happens? Is there just an instant, there's like an influx of followers or people trying to buy your, like what so happens like, after that?
That was like the first like big artist, and it was just like, she's like, I don't know how you'd classify. I'd say like B-list, like A-list, you know, like she's like a top 10 like radio artist, you know. So it's
she's
like,
one of the biggest artists in the world right now.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Like point blank, top 7 out of everyone who's currently making music at this very moment.
And it was like, so she opened up and like performed in it. Like so there was all these like performance pictures. Like it was everywhere for like a whole weekend. Like you went to her tag posts, you could get like 5 like big swipes in, and it's all you see is that shirt. And it's like, you see, so she has like all these like fan pages and shit, and like like Billie Eilish outfit pages and shit, like all posting it. So I probably gained like a few thousand followers that weekend.
But was there ever a thought of, okay, she just put this shirt up and it's a one of one, I should put it up for sale right now?
I mean, yeah, I would say so. I just don't want to be like, yo, like I only dropped this shirt like because someone wore it, like because it was a shirt, like I drew it up and made it, like I wanted to drop it regardless, and that definitely helped a lot.
No.
Yeah.
So after that happens, did that make it easier, or did like other artists follow you as well? And
yeah, definitely. I think it's a lot of like artists reaching out to me is like very organic, and like I'll meet them somehow, or like I don't know, it's everything's been organic. But
because probably the first person that I saw that I followed was Ginseng.
Oh, hard.
And like he's wearing the hoodie.
Yeah,
and
I fuck with him.
And the sandals.
Yeah. He I don't remember. I think we just followed each other. I was like, yo, that's hard. Like he's just a homie. Like we're in some group chats and shit together. I'd like to. Yeah, he's cool.
Wow.
I fuck with him.
So let's just keep the name drop list going. Who are some other people that have,
worn this shit? Let's see, Josiah. I think it wasn't. He was barely on here. I think.
Yeah, he was.
I don't know why I didn't think of that earlier.
Was it the last episode? I can't even remember. I
Yeah.
think it was the last episode.
Yeah, no, he's cool. After I posted that shit, he's like, "Yo, I fuck with you, bro. Like, send me some more shit." And yeah, he's cool. Trying to think of who else recent. Lil Tecca, he's like blowing the fuck up. It's crazy. He's like number one album.
Yeah.
Just like out of like in 2 months.
That's
crazy.
that Lyrical Lemonade.
It's that
bump.
Cole Bennett effect.
Holy
That shit
shit.
crazy.
Nuts. So when there's more famous people wearing the shirts and the brand is growing, is there a thought that you're going to make it less limited, or do you want to make it more limited because of that?
I've honestly kept it about the same the whole time. It's like I'll let like there's some pieces that are gonna be like, yo, I'm gonna make a lot of these. Like, yo, I'm gonna like keep this one limited specifically. But I never really like say like, yo, this is limited. Like, I just put it on the site, and then if yeah.
Right. So when was the last drop that you did?
The last drop I did, like my own drop, was like collection wise was I think like July 18th or something like that. So damn near almost like 2 months. But yeah, I've just been kind of cooking up. I have a 28 piece collection dropping at the end of the month. Wow. My biggest collection ever.
At the end of this month?
Yeah, September 30th.
September.
I feel like my album's dropping.
Yeah. Okay. So the podcast will be out before then, but
Facts.
probably like a week before. So, and let's get some inside info.
Yeah, I was actually looking forward to that. Yeah. So I've only actually posted 2 pieces so far that I'm dropping, and that's I'm dropping a reversible anorak, reversible pants that zip off into shorts, and they have like this like hard ass marble print on them. I don't know if you saw that shit or not.
Yeah.
And then I'm dropping a work jacket. It's like just like a white work jacket with a big print on it. I am doing a rhinestone sweatsuit combination, whatever. Wow. It's gonna be in like 3 different colorways.
That's
like, gonna be limited.
What's like one of the colors?
So it's all garment dyed. It's all cut and sewn in LA. Before it was just like blanks and shit, but and like it's just better quality. I'll just say it. I'm doing a green hoodie, green sweatpants, purple hoodie, purple sweatpants. It's like lavender. And then just black. Running the black again. So
for the people who don't know, when you say cut and sew versus blank, what does that mean?
Yeah, so it just so like blanks is like, yo, I'm gonna like you can pull up and like buy like 100 blank t-shirts that are already pre-made.
Right.
This is more of like these are like being made from scratch and then like dyed to the color, like the Pantone color that I want, basically.
So it's like that's your color that probably doesn't exist
anywhere else. Like it's an existing color, but it's just like yo, like I literally just went on Photoshop, like dragged the Pantone thing around, so I was like, yo, this is the color I want to do, and then I send that over, and they're like, all right, bet we can make it.
Because so then that means you can't just go on like hoodies.com and just like pick out, oh, here's red, blue, green, brown, and white.
It's all like
it's like a unique
exactly
color.
It's exactly what I want it to be.
And the fit as well is like a custom fit.
Yeah, so the hoodies, it's like a little oversized boxy fit. Like it's just a really nice fitting hoodie. It's like it's heavyweight, like probably like one of the heavier hoodies I own because fall's about to happen, winter's about to happen.
So
yeah. And then go ahead.
Well, so what's that process like of making your own hoodie? Like how do you even how do you do that? How do you know how? So
I don't want to like give out like too much, just because that's like that's like my everyday shit, like what I'm working towards, I guess. But it's just like finding out like what you like, finding out like just sourcing out different things, like figuring out like the best way for your shit to get made, whether it's like you're just hitting up like random manufacturers, like someone reaches out to you, just really just figuring out exactly what you want and just like perfecting it. Like if like you make something and it's not how you want it to be, like I would say like don't drop it, like make it like even if you have to like front bread and like take a little L, just like make it exactly how you want it, because like that's what you're going to be remembered by, is like how well your piece is. I don't know, that's just what yeah.
So was it one drop that you went from printing on blanks to having your own stuff manufactured?
This is crazy. It's crazy because I'm really like only starting to like get into like the whole cut and sew shit, like everything I've been wanting to do. I just now have like the tools and connections, and like I'm able to do exactly what I'm not gonna say I'm able to do exactly what I want, because there's still shit I want to do that I can't yet, but I'm at a point now where I can make like ideas that I've been sitting on for like a whole year, like bring shit to life finally. So it's a good feeling.
Okay, so I completely unraveled the conversation. You were in the middle of talking about the drop.
Yeah, the drops. So it's gonna be the anorak, the zip off pants. That's gonna come in a set, or you can buy them separately, whatever. Like you can cop that shit separately. The work jacket, the sweatsuits, and the 3 colorways. I'm finally dropping jewelry. I'm doing bracelets, 2 chains, 2 pendants. They're gonna be interchangeable. So like if you don't want to buy both chains, you can buy both pendants. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm dropping a bracelet. It's all like sterling silver. Like it's all very high quality. It's my boys in Utah are helping me out with that shit. It's gonna be fun. Let's see. I'm all right. This shit's kind of crazy. I'm dropping a candle. Yeah, I've been wanting to drop a candle for a minute, so I'm dropping the candle now.
Is it like a custom scented?
Yeah, so
smells like absinthe.
Nah. It's just like some. It's like it's like the print on it is the same print that's on the work jacket. Yeah, or Absent Heart of Jesus. Yeah. Damn. But and then I'm dropping a couple different T-shirts. One that I posted forever ago, never dropped, but it's finally gonna drop. Like, I made it exactly how I wanted to. And then I'm doing some socks and a hat. It's just gonna be a big drop. Like I'm excited for it. It all fits well together. Like it's like I'm proud of it. I'm proud of how it all came out. I'm excited to show the rest of the shit, because I've only shown 2 pieces so far, and they've both gone. Everything's been doing well, so I'm really excited to like finally showcase everything that I've been working on.
I mean, yeah, it's crazy going from literally making sandals in your mom's basement with hair straighteners.
Yeah.
So now you're doing a 25-piece drop. Do you take inspiration in kind of bigger brands that they drop seasonal? Like, is that something that you're...
Yeah, that's kind of something I've been getting into, because like I said, I haven't dropped like a collection in like 2 months. So what I'm working towards is only dropping big collections like probably like 5 times a year. Like maybe every like 2 months, you know what I'm saying? Like just work, like putting out what I want to put out while I'm still like I have the rest of the year planned out, and the first 3 months of next year ready to go. So like I have like two full collections and 2 full collabs ready to go. So I'm really excited about that. But yeah, so it's just like bigger collections, you know, cut and sew, like just really like making sure the quality is there. Like I'm excited. It's gonna be good.
So outside of Half Evil and the brand that I can never fucking remember the name to, Tsukami.
Yeah, God, little Chicago shit.
Have you done collaborations with anyone else besides them?
So the collabs that have dropped on, it's just Tsukami, Half Evil. I haven't me and Half Evil, like Absent and Half Evil, like haven't even really dropped like an official collab. Like we just did the Complex Con shit and threw the leftovers online with Tsukami. But yeah, Clean. Yeah, that's like literally my only like collab.
So when you collaborate with brands, what's that process like? I mean, like, how do you even choose which brand to work with?
All right, so I was actually talking to Steve from Menace today. He's like, yo, let him know today. But Absent Menace drops. It's gonna drop in December, and it's just been something we've been working on since like May. It's like 20 pieces, all cut and sew. It's all it's damn near ready to go. Like we're just figuring everything. Like all the samples are ready. I'm fucking hyped on that
20-piece collab?
Yeah,
because aren't most collabs, it's like, here's a hoodie and a t-shirt and maybe...
No, bro. It's like we have like... So I'm saying we have 20 pieces. Out of those 20 pieces, 4 of them are like normal items. Wow. Yeah.
Crazy.
It's some crazy shit we've been working on forever.
So, like, how does that work? Like, do you hit them up? Do they hit you up?
So it's kind of crazy. I had actually... I damn near almost interned for Steve. Like... probably like around this time last year, but it ended up falling through. Like it fell through. My bad. And then we were just like following each other from there, just like internet friends. And then me and Unathletic had brought up the idea to him, and he was just like, "Yo, like let's do it. Like let's run it." This was probably in like February, probably when we had actually like locked it in, and then we had started working on shit, and now we got the samples made like throughout the summer. We were originally gonna drop it like in August, but some of the shit was ready, some of it wasn't. And we're like, yo, let's just hold off and like really perfect this. And yeah, it's gonna be good. I'm excited for it. It's like that's like my favorite brand.
You have 2 other collabs coming next year.
This year.
And you
before the year's over.
I would just assume you can't say those collabs.
You assume I can't or can?
You can't.
Well, no. So I already said the Menace one. Those are
right.
I have shit I'm working on. It's not really like super locked in, but the 2 collabs I am doing are locked in. You know, like the Menace one, and then me and Sam have already announced like we're gonna do a Black Friday drop together. Abstinence Have Evil. Yeah, it's gonna be cool. We're gonna do like some. So they have a store out there. Like we're always in the store and shit, working and stuff. So we're gonna do like a little in-store event. Like it's pull up, get some exclusive. You know, get some exclusive Absinthe, get some exclusive Half Evil, some Tsukami shit. It's gonna be fun.
So they have a store where they just sell Half Evil stuff.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, so Sam, there's Half Evil, and then there's the other side, like the other rack is Absinthe and then Tsukami. So it's like, it's cool. It's really fun.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like
crazy.
every time we do an event, like just be like, yo, pull up. There's like kids in line. It's all super. It's fun. It's genuine.
So when you're in Chicago, are you guys at the store a lot?
Yeah, we're probably there like once a week. And because the store's not open all the time, it's just like on drops and like on exclusive events, like
crazy
shit like that. But yeah, it's cool. We're mainly like at the crib working and shit because me, Sam, and John all live in the same apartment building, so we're always working on shit. It's fun.
Fire.
Yeah, we just like pull up, work together for a few hours, and then do regular life shit.
Yeah. So that's the next question. You're traveling a lot. You're doing crazy shit. What's like your regular life like?
To be honest, I just wake up, get to work on some shit, kick it with the homies, kick it with
What
my
are we
girl.
saying here? Like, you waking up at noon, you're waking up at 3 in the afternoon.
They're looking at me. I was about to say, like, yo, I wake up at 9 a.m. every day. Nah, my ass wakes up at, like, noon. Like, I've been waking up a little early, like 11.
Ooh, 11.
Yeah. But that's because I be up to, like, I really need to fix my sleep schedule, like, soon. Because I be going to bed at, like, 6 a.m., waking up at 11. Like, I experience both parts of the day by doing that. But it's definitely not healthy. I need a better sleep schedule.
I mean, it's not that bad.
I just be up like every night I'm at least up until 4 working. Like whether I'm on the laptop, whether I'm like making calls, whatever. Just up late, waking up kind of late, just kicking it. There's a lot of good food spots in Chicago. I try to not eat out so much, but. That internet money hit different.
Fucking just hitting up damn Postmates, Uber Eats.
Facts. My favorite's GoPuff.
What's that?
I'm gonna put you on a GoPuff. So, I don't even know if they have it out here to be honest. But if you feeling like some hot Cheetos at like 2 a.m, like most places are closed. Like we got 7-Eleven right outside. But just want to kick it. Order some hot Cheetos. Order some. You can order random shit on there like. Sam be ordering like wine and shit, and we just kick it, work on shit, play video games.
So it's like not just restaurants. It's just
bro,
like
it's
random
like
food.
It's like snacks and shit.
Oh,
it's
interesting.
Hard. Yeah.
So you said that the other half of the brand, he's the one who comes up with the designs, or is it a collaborative process?
It's always so it's either like I have an idea, he has an idea, or we're both working towards like one idea. Mm-hmm. So it's 50-50. It's like it's very organic. Like that's my brother. But yeah, it's hard.
And like, where's that inspiration come from?
Literally just a lot of our shit. Like so we have like 300 designs like in a folder that we haven't touched yet. So it's like we have a lot of shit. Like, and we have like 50 plus pieces that are ready to go. But like a lot of the inspiration just comes from like we're both into movies, like watching like weird movies and shit. Listening to like just music, just like being around our friends, just like I don't know, it just comes from I don't know. I like looking at like old vintage shirts and shit, just like yo, that shit's hard. Like let's run something like similar to this, or like let's just like referencing shit and like that's how it goes.
Because I would say that's the hardest part of running a brand, is that it's one thing to handle the production and that's its own struggle.
Yeah.
But coming up with a unique brand identity where if you look at Bronze, it's very clear that they're doing these like 90s skate influenced. Or if you look at if you look at Palace, it's like rave London culture influenced.
We were actually just at the Palace store. That shit's crazy. That was my first time in there. I'd been to the New York one. Or actually, I haven't been in the New York one. The LA one's crazy though. That shit's hard.
Bro, the one in fucking Japan is nuts.
You been out there?
Yeah, it's like hard. It's like the actual shape of the logo. It's super weird.
It's clean. They got that couch, like the Trifer couch in there. Hard as fuck.
But I mean, it's like those brands have unique identities where if you're a fan of the brand, you can almost like anticipate what the next drop is going to be. Yeah. Like FTP is very anti-establishment. So is there like a thought process that goes into like, okay, what is absent, or it just kind of slowly forms over time and then that happens?
Yeah, we've kind of like slowly formed like what people think like our brand, I don't know, like our identity is, whatever. We still have like, there's still so much shit that I haven't shown yet, just because like we're still small, like we're still, you know, like emerging, whatever. Like, have like, I don't know, I'm excited because we have all this shit that we're about to like release is about to go so crazy, and like just like the shit I have coming up, and like I'm really excited. Like I would have never expected that any of this shit would have happened like last year. Yeah, like I don't know, everything's coming together. Everything, it's nice. Like, and just being around my friends and shit, like just like traveling, and you know, it's just working. It's really fun. Like I'm blessed. And
it happened so quick.
It did happen really quick.
So someone who recently hit you up is Ben from the Hundreds, right?
Bobby. He didn't like hit me up. We're just he had Bobby's cool. I met him at ComplexCon in Chicago. But yeah, I pulled up to the booth, like very, very genuine person. He's cool. Met him through Sam. Him and Sam are close, like homies like that. But yeah, Bobby's cool. He's always showing love, always showing like genuine support, and like he really wants to see like the young kids win, because he just sees a lot of like what he was doing and like what we're doing. It's just it's cool, because a lot of like older, like I don't want to like say a lot of old heads are like not fucking with us, because like I don't really care, to be honest. But it's like I feel like a lot of old heads like aren't like embracing like the new like the way this shit's going, like the new formula. You feel me?
Right.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm just not really worried about it, because I'm just doing my own thing.
Because what would you say the new formula is? Very like online centric.
Yeah, it's like, I don't want to say like Twitter shit, because like mainly like, I don't know, man, just like figuring out like what's gonna work for you, and like how you're gonna market it, how you're gonna get more people to see it, like who's gonna. This sounds that doesn't really matter, but it's like who's gonna wear it, like how are you gonna like make it work, you know?
Right. And because I think the same thing is for music, in the sense that it was easier to be a like, I guess, a gatekeeper. When for clothing you had to have a store on fucking Fairfax, and like it was easy to kind of like stand in your place as a larger brand who already had that store. Yeah. Or for music, you had to fucking, you know, be in expensive studios. But as the internet has come into the picture, the playing field has kind of been leveled, and it feels like crazy. For music it happened faster, but for fashion it feels like it almost came out of nowhere, where all these young fucking brands are like, oh wait,
fashion
we're here.
Is a very fast-paced industry. That's one thing I've learned. It's like, if you have an idea and you want to put it out, like you got to do that shit, because like there's so much shit. Like a lot of people take inspiration from the same things. Like if you're gonna make some shit, like don't overthink it. Just make it how you want it. Just make sure it's what you want to do, and just go crazy with it. Because like one thing I've learned, especially from my friend, because I'm like all my friends are like 23, 24, 25, so they're all a little older than me. One thing I've definitely learned about like how it is now is it used to not be like this. Like it used to not be easy to get your shit made, like get your shit like, you know, like seen by people, and like I was showing my boy George, who we were talking about, who did Clean. I was showing him all my new samples and everything, and just like he's like, yo, this is crazy. Like it used to not be this easy to like get the shit made. I was like, yeah, man. Like there's a couple pieces I got made in like a weekend, like fully cut and sewn, like crazy ass shit that I'm excited to showcase.
Wow. Yeah. So you got the collection coming this month. 25 pieces.
Yeah, September 30th.
You got the Menace collab, which is 20 pieces.
Around, yeah, it's like around 20. We haven't finalized every single piece yet, but it's going to be around like 15, 20 pieces. It's a full collection.
so much has happened in the past year. What do you see happening in the next year?
No idea. I just literally just go day by day, like, you know. I'm just like a normal ass person, you know. It's not like I have like with this shit, there's not like a very like clear ass guideline of like
Right.
what you're gonna do. It's
Right.
like I feel like anything creative, there's not like a clear, I don't know. It's like, cause like one day like you could just be at the house, you know, kicking in. Like the next day, like yo, we gotta go to LA, and then we're doing all this shit, and it's just, I don't know. I don't know. I feel like it's hard. It's weird to be like, oh yeah, I'm doing crazy shit, cause it's just like that's just what I don't know. It's just like regular, like everyday shit, and there's like. There's kids that would like die to be in that position, but it's just like not like I don't even know how to explain that shit.
It's just you kind of get jaded by what would have been
100%.
crazy to you even
100%.
6 months ago.
100%.
Oh, it's just some like normal everyday shit for me now.
Yeah, 100%.
Like even hopping on the plane and flying to LA for the week.
Yeah, going to like link with like my favorite rapper or something like that. Like just doing shit like that. But
so, what advice would you have for kids who are trying to start a clothing brand?
Just don't rush it. Just, you know, really work on what you want to put out. Like really work on like what you want to put out in the world, and like just be smart, like move accordingly, and just, you know, make hard shit. Just make shit that you like. I would say make shit that you want to wear, and then let it go from there. Like make shit that you would rock. You know, don't make something that somebody else would like. Make some shit that you would wear.
Right.
Yeah. I mean that if that's what if that works for people, then like whatever. But like that's just what I do. Like that's my personal advice. Just make shit that you would want to wear, and then just, you know, give it to some homies. Like be like, yo, like I made this shit. Like you want to rock it, whatever. If they don't, like you gotta have homies that'll be like. If they don't fuck with it, they gotta tell you they don't fuck with it.
That's the most important.
Like Big
part.
A right here. Like if I make some shit, I was like, "Yo, Big A, you fuck with this?" He's like, "I don't know, man." Like just having good people around you that are gonna give you like good like criticism, like how you can make it better, what you could do better, and then just knowing like in yourself, like if something's gonna work, it's gonna work. But yeah, that's probably what I would say.
Well, man, thank you so much for coming on the podcast.
Hell yeah.
And thank you for fucking blessing the kids with some real shit.
Hell yeah. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Happy to be here.